Hey guys, and welcome to a new video on this channel. I'm Szabi from CodeRevolution. So lately coronavirus, the COVID-19 as it was named yesterday, is spreading like crazy in China, and it already is at 45,200 as of today. And it also infected some other countries like Germany, France. They have multiple cases, and because of this I created a new plugin that will allow you to spread the word about it and to simulate the possible outcomes of this epidemic or even pandemic. So let me get started with the new plugin I created for the coronavirus simulation. So let me go to a new blog and add the plugin and install it. For this we go to plugins, add new, upload plugin, go to choose file, and if you downloaded the package zip from Code Canyon, don't forget to hit extract here and enter the folder, and you will find the installable zip file of the plugin and also its documentation. So install this zip file on your WordPress site. Afterwards, activate the plugin and you will be greeted with this new menu here in the WordPress menu options. And if we go there, we will be able to use the many shortcodes that the plugin provides. So let me go through these shortcodes one by one. Also, please note that the plugin will support also Gutenberg blocks. So they have each shortcode has a Gutenberg block alternative, and Gutenberg blocks are easier to use because they have already made input fields for parameters you can use and not use only shortcode parameters. So let me go ahead and demonstrate what this plugin can do. So we create a new post where we will use the Gutenberg blocks firstly, then I will show also the shortcodes. So let's give this a title and hit plus. Go to embeds here in Gutenberg, block embedder, and you will see all these new blocks that the plugin created. So let us create first the COVID-19 spread prediction table. This will allow you to add a basic table with the spreading prediction for the disease. Here you will be able to also modify the parameters that the plugin will have, but now let's hit publish and let's see what we got with these default parameters. So if we go to the created page, we will see that the plugin generated a table with progressive values for each day. So as you can see, we entered the start date for the infection, the disease here. So it is set to 1st of January 2020, and the epidemic started on January the 1st. Please note that this table was created with the default settings for the shortcode and for the block. You can change this and play with it as you wish. So this is how the plugin simulates, and it estimates that by April there will be 11,000 total infected. By 20th of April it will double, and so on until 1,800,000,000 infected. So yeah, people have hard time understanding exponential growth. So if this is not stopped, then this is how the numbers will look. However, the plugin will allow you to also set a stopping factor for the disease. So let me go through each and every parameter here, and you will see how it affects the result. So starting population, this is set to 7.72 billion. This is the world's population right now, but we can change this and set it to, let's say, a city's population. For example, $50,000. Small city, 50,000 people, and unkillable elite in bunkers. This will be set to the people that cannot be killed by the disease, or they are immune, or they are hiding in bunkers, or they just have plain luck because they are somewhere in the wilderness and they don't have contact with anyone from whom is infected. So let's say from 50,000, 300 people will be unkillable. Starting date, we can set this to it's okay to 1st of January. Initial infections, we start with 1 initial infection. Infection rate, this is the rate somebody, so if a person gets the disease, this is the rate to how many people that person will give the disease and will transmit it to how many people. So if we enter here 3, then 1 infected will give the disease to 3 other people that were healthy before. Incubation period, we can set this to 10 days because the COVID virus has incubation period from 2 to 24 days. So there were also registered cases of 24 days incubation periods. So I think we can set this to 10 days as a median value. You can set it also to 7, 8, 9. You can check this how it unfolds. Mortality rate. We set the percentage of the people who die and who have the illness and who will die from this illness. So anywhere from 2.5 to 3%, I think this is a valid value for the novel coronavirus. Mortality complicator value. This is something that you will not see in other places. This kicks in when there are many people who are making this illness and generating symptoms of this illness at once. So when you have, let's say, 100,000 people who get sick and who are in need of immediate medical care, who need to be intubated, then you have a shortage of hospital beds, and because of this you will not be able to take care of each and every one of these, and the mortality rate will go up significantly because of this. So if the pandemic kicks in and there will be hundreds of thousands of people daily with symptoms, then most of them will not be able to get treated, and this is when the mortality complicator kicks in, and we can set this to 10%, and in my opinion 10% is a bit low, because if there are many cases, this can be also 20% and so on. Burnout rate, so this is the rate in percentage after which the epidemic is burning out. So burnout can be because of the virus mutates and it is no longer viable for humans to get sick of it. It can kick in when a cure is discovered for it, a med or a shot or something, a vaccine. And also this can kick in when the virus simply does not have any more healthy humans to infect. But this is the worst case scenario. Also, iteration count. This is how many iterations should the plugin show. So one iteration is one row from here. So how many rows should the table have? You can leave it. You can leave this at 50, but you can go upper if you wish. The date format, you can set the date format the plugin displays here. Year, month, day. Header text, this is a list of text that you will show here. So date, day, new infected, total infected, new deaths, total deaths, and population alive. You can enter a comma separated list of these texts. And finally, the 1000 separator, by default, this is comma. You can delete this, or you can put something point or what you wish. This is to help people understand better large numbers, because large numbers, if they don't have a separator here, can be very hard to be understood. Okay, so now let's update, because we have changed our values, and let's refresh our table. And we can see that in this case, there the virus stopped after 110 days. And it stopped because it infected the most part of the total population of our small city, because we set only a small city to be considered. So yeah, I leave you guys with this. Go ahead and play with values, and let me show you also another feature of the plugin. So this was the table feature, the table which generated this kind of displaying. And now let me remove this and go ahead and add the next. So yeah, this one, the new infected and new death chart. So let me leave the default values for this and hit update. And if we go ahead and refresh this page, we will see that the plugin will generate a newly infected and newly dead chart. So this is how the illness will progress with the default values I entered here. So the 7.7 billion population, unkillable, and so on. So it estimates that 1.60 something over 1.6 billion people will get sick of this disease. Or no, I was wrong. It is 160 million people who got sick of this disease. So 160 million people, and there were over 20 million dead. Yeah. So yeah, this is how the plugin estimates using the default values, but you are free to change them. Okay, so keep in mind, this is the table. You can see values here. You can also disable parts of it. So yeah, and let me go ahead and show you the next feature that the plugin has. So this was the new infected and new dead. And now the total infected and total dead. This is a chart like this because it shows the total amount of people over time that will get infected and who will die. And you can see that you can compare these pretty nicely. And next thing is okay, so we had the total infected. Now we check the total death chart. So this is similar with what we got here, but contains only the total deaths, total number of deaths. And let's move on. Population decline. This chart will show you guys the amount of population that will die off because of this pandemic, and it will be around here. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't say that this is gonna happen, but based on the estimations that the plugin generates and the formulas that I inputted in the plugin, this was generated. Okay, so these were the graphs that the plugin can generate. Now let's go ahead and check also the two embeds that the plugin can add. So it can add the WHO dashboard, which is the official dashboard to follow the progress of the disease from WHO, and also the Johns Hopkins embed, which also is a very popular and very accurate dashboard to track and trace the disease. So I just added these embeds to my page and they are loading now. So as you can see, the two embeds are here, and let's check the WHO's first. So this is the WHO official, the World Health Organization official chart and official dashboard, and we can see detailed cases, and we have more information on this. And this is the other, the Johns Hopkins CSSE University. So this is also a dashboard which shows details about cases and graphs and charts and tables and many info. So yeah, I recommend using the full width page template. So let's update this and let's refresh the site. So this will remove this sidebar because the embeds need more space to look better. So you can see now that they took up more space and they are working and looking much better now. So I recommend putting the embeds of these on your site on full width pages. Okay. So yeah, we can also check the main menu of the plugin. This here we will find this video tutorial for the plugin, knowledge base, support, and also please rate the plugin if you enjoy it because it is really appreciated. Here you will find also available shortcodes because, as I said, the blocks will have also a shortcode alternative, so you can simply put in this shortcode on your page, on your posts, hit update, and it will work exactly as you would make with the Gutenberg block. So it just generated the table because this is the prediction table, and here are listed the parameters that you can add or change in the shortcodes, and also the chart shortcode parameters, and there are multiple charts each with its own shortcode and its own parameters. And afterwards you will have the dashboards. And also another cool feature of the plugin is the user input. So let me show you this. This is the last feature that I have to show you in this video. And this will allow your visitors to input their own data and to simulate and to predict the outcome of the disease. So as you can see, you can change numbers, increase infection rate, incubation time, mortality rate, mortality complicator percentage, burnout rate, let's set this to 10%, iteration count, and by clicking submit and by scrolling down, the users will see the table generated, and as you can see, the disease is dying off after a period because we set the burnout rate to 10%, which is pretty large, and not many people will get infected because of this. And now if we scroll down here, we can see also the chart, the population decline rate, total deaths versus total infected, and only total deaths. So yeah, things are not looking pretty good because yeah, the charts are working against us, as I could say. And also the last and final thing, I also included some sample data for examples you can add to your site. So let me move myself here out of the way, and I added the common flu, SARS, MERS, Spanish flu, and the current Wuhan coronavirus. You can read about each if you click on them. So I linked Wikipedia articles for each. Okay. Now we can check the infection rate for common flu, SARS, MERS, Spanish flu, and the current COVID coronavirus, the formerly called nCoV. Mortality rate, mortality complicator, incubation period, and right now the COVID is known that can have also up to 24 days of incubation days, which is quite a lot. And vaccination and curability, no cure, no cure, no cure, and no cure. So yeah. This is all for this video. I hope you will enjoy this new plugin, and yeah, what can I say? Go out and spread the word about this, because yeah, it might be something that we don't anticipate right now, just to say. So also take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that if the plugin says that millions will die, they will actually die. I'm just saying that spread the awareness, and this is the most we can do right now. Okay, so yeah, this is all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also hit the bell notification, because I create regular videos. I upload daily at 8 p.m. GMT. So don't forget to subscribe and hit also the bell notification. And yeah, until next time, have a great day and stay safe. Bye bye.